There have been several new developments surrounding Shannon Sharpe, the former NFL Hall of Famer and current sports news podcaster. Sharpe's reputation took a major hit after an OnlyFans model named Gabriela Zuniga accused him of assault, choking, and controlling behavior. She is now suing him for $50 million. Initially, the timing of the lawsuit seemed suspicious, as Sharpe was in the middle of negotiating a $100 million deal for his media company. Adding to the skepticism, Gabriela is represented by attorney Tony Busby, who has been accused in the past of being an ambulance chaser and engaging in extortion. Reports also suggest that Gabriela repeatedly begged Sharpe to have a baby with her, allegedly as a long-term financial strategy. While at first this appeared to be a clear money grab, it's important to acknowledge that Sharpe, now in his mid-50s, should have known better than to get involved with a 19 or 20-year-old model. Many had warned him about the risks of pursuing young escorts, cautioning that it could eventually lead to serious trouble. And it seems those warnings have now come true.
Why you didn't date her mom? Why you go for the...
This is your auntie talking to you. Take your ass and get your old bitch out there that can love you old.
You can be Kang the Conqueror, and they could take your rabbit ass down in 2 weekends.
Shannon has never seemed particularly interested in settling down into a stable, traditional relationship. Instead, he appears drawn to younger women who reflect his own fast-paced and unpredictable lifestyle. When his Nightcap co-host Chad Ochocinco suggested he consider dating actress Yvonne Orji, Shannon quickly dismissed the idea, responding with a firm, "Absolutely not." The reasons weren't difficult to understand. Yvonne, who is openly committed to her values, including her decision to remain a virgin, didn't fit the image Shannon seems to gravitate toward. She's grounded, mature, and likely represents a kind of relationship that requires emotional depth and stability. Shannon, on the other hand, seems to prefer partners who are more aligned with his carefree, spontaneous way of living. There was also an unspoken element at play. Shannon has made past comments that
because she would be perfect for you and what you have going on. Not only is she walking the path of righteousness, but she has the vision that can open the door where you trying to get to. Now, what you think about that?
I'm looking for a sinner. I'm looking for a sinner. I'm looking for a sinner. Send me Miss Nasty B. What her name was? I don't want nobody walking straight and narrow.
Oh, come on.
Nah. So, I want a sinner.
Listen, I thought we as
that's what I'm looking for.
We always talk about. This is what I want for you, man. I'm telling you, this will prepare you into a world you've never been before. You need a woman like that in your life.
Yeah, give me Miss Nasty B. I have the Bible right there by my bed.
Anybody ever told you look like Miss Netta?
They do sometimes.
Okay.
I don't get up. It used to bother me, but guess what? It don't stop them checks from coming in, and it don't stop them young ones from opening up. And it don't stop them young ones from opening up.
Differences don't align with women like Yvonne in terms of background and lifestyle. While Chad encouraged him to reconsider, pointing out that someone like Yvonne could bring balance and positive influence to his life, Shannon wasn't receptive. He seemed more comfortable with relationships where he feels in control, especially with younger women who might be more impressionable. Shannon is a complete mess. There's no other way to put it. He was warned multiple times about his reckless dating choices, but he ignored all the advice. Instead of seeking a stable, respectable relationship, he pursued sex workers and women barely of legal age. Now, he has no one to blame but himself. The truth is, mature, quality women like Yvonne Orji, or anyone similar, would never take him seriously. Recently, some damning receipts surfaced, released by Gabriela and her attorney Tony Busby. While Shannon can still fight the accusations, the evidence makes him look absolutely insane. It's reported that Shannon and Gabriela had over 100 BDSM encounters during their 2-year relationship, most of which were initiated by Gabriela herself. She encouraged the abuse, asking him to choke her, tie her up, and engage in rough play. And Shannon, being his old freaky self, was all in. However, things took a turn. Gabriela later claimed that Shannon went too far and assaulted her in October of last year. And here's where things get complicated. BDSM relationships blur the lines between consent and non-consent unless a safe word is clearly used. Without it, it's difficult to determine if no truly means no in those intense situations. Despite her accusations, Gabriela continued to send Shannon explicit messages and even asked him for money, allegedly requesting $25,000 per butt cheek. Naturally, this raises doubts. If Shannon truly assaulted her, why was she still chasing him afterward? It's possible Shannon was too rough, Gabriella grew resentful, and the dynamic between them soured. After all, she was degrading herself for a man who wasn't compensating her as she expected, constantly spoke down to her as part of their role play, and was openly entertaining other women like Michelle, the one he was messing with live on Instagram. Text messages show Gabriella was furious about Shannon's involvement with Michelle, and it seems that anger boiled over into a plan for revenge. She reportedly began secretly recording their encounters to build a case against him. Unfortunately for Shannon, the audio clips make him sound completely unhinged, regardless of whether he thought it was role play or race play. Gabriella and Tony Busby are framing it as abuse, plain and simple. On top of that, Gabriella alleges that Shannon assaulted her again in January of this year. She provided a text message saying, "I cried when you left because I begged you to put a condom on and not put it in my butt, and you didn't listen. I don't care what our history is, I no means no, Shannon. I don't know how to process this."
I don't know. Anything I say, you're just gonna get mad at, and you're just gonna hang up on me, so I feel like...
I'm not gonna hang up on you. Here's what it is.
What does that even mean?
Nothing, Gabby. You want to be a dick to me now, so.
I don't want to be... Don't manipulate me.
Oh, Lord have mercy. If you say that one more time, I'm going to fucking choke the shit out of you when I see you.
Well, I don't want to be choked.
Yes, you do. I don't think you have a choice in the matter.
Well, I'm not really interested in getting choked, so I guess we're going.
Yeah, I might choke you in public. Big black guy choke small white woman.
It's not a good look, Shannon.
Not a good look that you did what the shit you did to me.
Shannon's response, "Can I call you later?" Which, frankly, looks terrible for him. It gets worse. Tony Busby claims Shannon offered Gabriella $10 million in hush money before she went public. Shannon's legal team argues he was being blackmailed, which would explain why he attempted to pay her off, especially while he was negotiating a $100 million media deal. But paying hush money never looks good. It only makes him seem guilty and desperate to keep things quiet. And apparently, Shannon does have skeletons in his closet. Rumors suggest he's quietly settled multiple lawsuits with women in the past. One involved a production assistant on Undisputed, who allegedly accused Shannon of choking her. While his team denies it happened that way, Shannon and Fox reportedly settled for several $100,000. There's also another woman, Michelle Evans, not the Michelle from IG Live, who was in a 10-year relationship with Shannon and later spoke out about her experience on Unhein with Tasha K. It's becoming clear that this isn't Shannon's first rodeo with legal troubles involving women, and it probably won't be the last.
Of trying to get a $100 million deal, so the last thing he needed was for this lawsuit to go public. But at the same time, him offering her hush money...
Tasha K is wild, but back in 2010, Michelle Evans did accuse Shannon Sharpe of serious misconduct. She alleged that during an argument about his infidelity, Shannon forced her to her knees and made her perform oral sex, then penetrated her without consent. Michelle also claimed that Shannon delivered a chilling threat afterward, allegedly telling her he would make sure no other man would want her, and warned her he would ruin her life if she ever spoke out. Michelle filed for a restraining order, and the fallout from these allegations led to Shannon stepping down from his job at CBS Sports. A troubling pattern that seems to be repeating itself now, as he recently had to step away from ESPN due to his ongoing lawsuits. Michelle's case against Shannon is still active. And while Michelle herself has a questionable background, including serving prison time for trying to kill her husband.
What was y'all's sex life like?
He loved to have his booty played with. That part might not have been everyday sex, but other than that, it was just...
Well, so like you put fingers and tongue in his butt?
Yeah. You know, there were times where I wondered if maybe he was bi.
Do you think you kind of opened up his butt to new experiences?
No, I can't imagine because he already liked it.
Two things can be true at once. She might be unstable, but she could also be telling the truth about Shannon. At the end of the day, Shannon has nobody to blame but himself. These are the types of women he gravitates toward, women with messy, chaotic lives, as long as they fit his preferences. It doesn't seem to matter to him how toxic they are, as long as they are young and often white. The reality is, Shannon's inability to control his lust has finally caught up with him. He's built a reputation around chasing very young women, and now it's costing him everything. If more women come forward, and there's a good chance they will, he's completely done. Even if he manages to fight the current cases in court, his reputation has taken a massive hit. No reputable company will want to work with him again. He's officially a liability. It's a sad downfall, but it's a mess of his own making. Shannon had every opportunity to settle down with a mature, drama-free woman, someone in his age range who could have elevated his life and career, but he wasn't interested. He said it himself. He didn't want a saint. He wanted a sinner. And now he's paying the price.
I'm looking for a sinner. I'm looking for a sinner. Send me Miss Nasty B. What her name was?